Hello everyone, welcome to Unity Raw. So in today's lesson, we are going to see a topic that is events. Uh, what are events? So events, let me recap a little bit on delegates as well. Let me first complete typing events. All right. So what do you understand by events? So event is something that refers to a condition that is getting created or that is getting called, right? But it actually goes hand in hand pretty much with delegates. So what was delegate? So delegate we have already seen in the previous lesson. Delegate is actually a variable that contains a function or that refers to a function or that holds a function. And events are actually specialized delegates, you can say, which actually helps in making this work with the delegates pretty much neat, as well as pretty much clear. We will see this with an example of how events work. Okay, so let's see. So let's create a delegate here. Let's say we have actually created a delegate, public delegate void on action. Okay, again, we are actually taking a method signature, which is not going to return anything that has a return type of void and is not even going to accept any parameters. Next, we are going to write a event, say public static event on action on action. Okay. Now, what does this mean? So this means that it actually this event is actually ready to accept all those functions that has the same parameter as that of the delegate. Okay. So all those functions that has a signature matching to that of the delegate will actually be subscribed by this event. Okay. And events, as we know, uh, are actually specialized delegates, which actually helps in this broadcast system of delegates. Okay. Now, delegates and events are also widely used to make your code much more robust, flexible, as less loosely coupled. All right. So let's see how it actually works. Okay. So let's say we have actually created this event, and we are going to have a what we can do separately is, let's say, yeah, okay, so let's keep it here. So inside the start method, we are just going to check whether our event is null or not. If it is not null, we are simply going to call our event, and in that event, all those functions that are subscribed to our event will get called or will be called. So let's see how it actually is going to behave. Let us take a couple of scenarios here. I'll be taking two game objects, one preferably a cube and the other one a sphere, let's say. Okay, a cube and a sphere. Okay, what are we going to do with the cube and what are we going to do with the sphere? Let's say we want to deactivate or uh, make the cube invisible upon start, and let's color up this sphere. Okay, so these are the things that we want to do with these uh, with these game objects. All right, so let's create a different script. Let's say monowave script, and it will be uh, game object specifics, game object specifics. All right, you can name it anything, whatever you can think of, right? let's say we are creating a function over here which is going to mm, uh, or rather do one thing. We can simply do one thing, like we can only color up these game objects to red, or let's say we can disable or make these game objects set active as false. Okay, so let's make this as set active as false. Okay, so deactivate game objects. Okay, so what are we going to do here is this dot game object dot set active false. Okay, now in order to showcase events, let us take on enable and let us take on disable, two functions which is widely used to make sure that the functionality that can be called as soon as the game object gets enabled inside a scene, and the functionality that we can actually call as soon as the game object gets disabled. Okay, so upon enabling of this particular game object, what we can do is, since we have a static event, we can simply call it like this. So event dot on click on action, something like that. On action, no, something else, I think. Events on action. Okay, events dot on action. All right, plus equals, what would be the function name? This is the function name that is going to be subscribed to this event. Okay, just the reference, not the calling up of the function. So you know the difference between the reference that we are passing here versus the method call. So this is the method call. We do not want to call this method at this juncture. We only want to pass a reference of it, and the function will actually be called when the event is called in the event function. Okay, and similar to this, we are simply picking up this line and deactivating or unsubscribing this function from this event. Now, why we are actually able to do this? Because the signature of this function and this delegate are same. Okay, so that's the beauty. And the other thing that you can observe here is none of these scripts need to know about each other. The game object specifics that are attached to the game objects inside Unity are lying pretty much independently, and they do not need to know about the event, and the event do not need to know about the game object specific script, what is going inside both of them, right? So that is how you actually make your code much more flexible, modular, as well as loosely coupled. So now let's play and see how it behaves. Remove. mm, let's take this event, and to these game objects, let us add game object specifics. All right, let's play and see. All right, so you can see as soon as the game starts, I mean, as soon as the uh, I mean, this start method gets called, this event is actually getting checked. If it is not null, it is getting called. So we are actually calling this event, and to this event, all those functions that are actually subscribed to this event will be called. So we are actually calling this method where we are actually setting the active mode of these game objects to false. And that is all about uh, an example that we have seen about an event. All right. So that is about event. Keep on practicing, and the more you practice, the more better you be at these topics. So yeah, thank you very much for your time. Let's meet in another lesson. Bye.